What's up everyone, GLD here, and this is the RAKK DASIG wireless gaming mouse, one of the cheapest wireless gaming mouse options you can find out there right now. Ang tanong, if you're going to buy this, sulit ba siya? Let's go find out. Okay, so simulan natin ang video na to sa what's included inside the box if you're going to buy this RAKK DASIG wireless, no? Well, it's pretty exciting. Ang kasama nito ay yung box, the paracord cable na included, and the mouse. No accessories, no nothing. You know, it's pretty basic. Maintindihan mo naman siguro kasi the RAKK DASIG line, the whole product line of RAKK DASIG talaga, is oriented for budget gamers naman talaga siya. No? It's more of like yung budget line siya ni RAKK. Yun na rin siguro yung rason para to cut down cost. Now, hatiin natin itong review na to into 4 main parts. Number 1 is what's good with the RAKK DASIG. Second, what can be improved on the next version. 3, what makes it great. And lastly, ano ba yung verdict and yung suggestion ko for this RAKK DASIG wireless. Okay? Now, let's start off with the build quality and design. As you can see, this is an all-plastic build. And in terms of the size of the mouse in itself, I think the size of the mouse is more inclined for medium to large hand sizes. Ako medyo small yung hand size ko. And I tend to parang palm grip yung gamit ko dito sa RAKK DASIG. Now, the design is honeycomb. Maganda naman yung pagkakagawa ng plastic niya, no? It's pretty solid. Hindi siya yung manipis na medyo cheap. Okay siya. As you can see, the RGB illumination, it's very, very nice. Maganda yung pagkaka-implement niya. So, you have RGB here. Meron ka sa loob. Meron ka rin dito sa may scroll wheel. Makikita mo yung RGB din dyan, no? You can change all of that in the software, of course. You can see the design of the scroll wheel. So, ito may rubber sa gitna. Tapos, transparent yung design ng plastic niya. So, you can see the RGB inside. And if you're going to open up yung mouse natin, dito mo makikita yung slot ng dongle niya. Now, the switches that are being used in here are the Wano Blues paired to the Raktalan na Wano Blues. Hindi siya yung singtigas, no? Katulad nung sa Raktalan kasi doon medyo nag-adjust ako doon. Ang maganda naman dyan, yung transition mo from a different mouse coming to in here, most likely natural lang siya. So, ito sound test. Okay siya, no? Okay naman. Hindi siya super tigas, hindi rin siya sobrang lambot. Sakto lang naman yung sensitivity niya. Sa likod naman ng mouse natin, makikita mo na dito yung switch niya to turn off the mouse and to modify yung RGB effects mo rin. If you wanna turn on the full RGB, ito siya yung sa gitna. And kung ang gusto mo lang is yung DPI effect na RGB, itong sa scroll wheel, ito yon yung nasa baba. Now, isa rin sa mga good things about the RAKK DASIG wireless is of course yung sensor performance niya. The sensor that is being used here is the PWM3325. Now, the important thing naman dyan is it's a decent sensor, no? It can be used for FPS, can be used for gaming. As you know naman, a gaming mouse needs to have a decent sensor naman talaga in order for you to perform very well at maasahan mo siya kapag ka nagpa-fast flicks ka on FPS, might it be Fortnite, Apex Legends, Valorant, or whatnot. So, the sensor that is being used here is okay naman siya. It's reliable. I've been using it at 500 polling hertz lang. Personally, I don't think there's a need for 1,000. But you can adjust it all the way up to 1,000 polling hertz. Nothing special. It's pretty standard. But the good thing about it is, for casual competitive gaming, okay siya. Maasahan mo siya. Okay siya. Now, another good thing then for this mouse is, of course, the software support that you're gonna get. As the same as yung sensor performance natin, all the basic stuff na kailangan mo, meron siya. Nothing special, but everything that you need is there. So, of course, you have lighting support, changing the RGBs, your programmable buttons, changing the DPI levels, and yung settings, yung presets mo. This can be changed all the way up to 10,000 DPI, as well as changing your polling rates from 125 to 50 Hz, 500 to 1,000. Aside from that, you can also do some macro programming on the software. At the same time, also change your sensitivities, double click speed, scrolling speed, etc., etc. I believe naman a lot of the gaming mouses from reputable brands has software support already. So, yeah. Okay, now let's move on naman on what can be improved on for this mouse on the next version. I think one of the biggest thing in here is yung battery because I think it's a bit on the smaller side. Now imagine this RAKK DASIG is rated, yung battery neto is only rated at 400 milliamperes compared to my previous main, yung Raktalan ko, which is at 580 milliamperes. You're losing at around almost 30% less compared to this one. That's pretty huge considering na yung dati kong mouse, I usually charge that at around once a week. Eto, you're looking at around 2 to 3 times and that's with no RGB. I rarely use the RGB in here and then I charge it on a weekly basis, mga twice or thrice. But that's pretty huge. You have to think of that if you're going to buy this mouse kasi madalas kang mag-charge talaga. Now, another thing na I think what can be improved on the next version is you can add a Bluetooth support in here. So, currently, magagamit mo lang siya on two ways. One is yung wired version niya or yung wired niya. And at the same time, you can also use this wirelessly. Especially for me as a laptop user. So, pag mapasok ako sa opisina, mas maganda sana kung may Bluetooth support siya. Given na mababa yung battery capacity niya, mas mahina kasing gumamit ng battery yung Bluetooth. That's something that will really help this mouse. Another thing that I think that can be improved on the next version is the weight of the mouse. Currently, this version is rated at 90 grams, 92 grams yata. This is very average in terms of the wireless gaming mouse space. Pero imagine after a year or two, because the wireless gaming landscape right now or gaming mouse landscape right now, papunta na siya ng papunta doon sa lightweight version. Isa sa mga mouse na minimain ko ngayon actually is the Fantech Aria. This is rated at 59 grams. So imagine, ito 90 grams. It's almost twice of the weight. And a lot of the mouses right now are really coming out with more versions na medyo mas mababa na yung mas magaan na siya, especially for FPS usage. Something to take note of, which I think can be expected naman siguro kapag lumabas na yung RAKK DASIG 2 wireless, kung magkakaroon man. Last thing na really what can be improved on the next version, and ito siguro yung biggest pet peeve ko dito, is yung USB slot niya. Medyo malalim. You cannot use just any USB cable. You'll probably have to use the one that is included in the box. So imagine itong USB cable ko na to. This is coming from a Raktalan, coming from RAKK as well. Hindi siya shoot dyan, no? Hindi siya shoot dyan. So, just imagine, kahit yung mga, I think I tried to use yung charger ko rin ng cellphone ko, hindi rin siya pasok dito. Kung gagamitin mo to, kung bibilin mo to, yung USB-C cable na nakalaylay dyan sa table mo, dapat yung pasok dito para madali ka lang makapag-charge kung sakaling malobat ka. Now, let's move on naman to what makes this device really great. And I think there's only one reason on what makes this device a great package or something that is very, very easy to endorse to other people is how much this costs. No, it's priced at 995 pesos. And to be honest, at that price point, it's very, 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 very hard to find an alternative, especially for wireless options. For wired naman, to be honest, hindi rin ganun kadami yung mapagkakatiwalaan mo mga mouses there at that price point. You're looking at the G305, mouse ni HyperX. You know, a lot of the major brands naman meron yung pinaka-entry level nila at that price point naman, mga 700, 800, 900. Pero wired version yun. For the wireless, actually, to be honest, wala akong makita. Especially yung ganitong design, medyo, alam mo yun, kahit paano may tsura siya, tapos may RGB support pa. And then, of course, yung software support na meron dito. And of course, again, the dependability na pwede mo siyang magamit and use it reliably for your FPS games or any other games na gusto mo siyang magamit is probably the best option talaga. So I think this is a natural transition on what I think is the verdict for this mouse. I used the RAKK DASIG wireless for around 30 days. And currently, I'm maining a different mouse now, no? Itong Fantech Aria. In that 30 days, I am very happy with the experience that I got. But I transitioned away na lang talaga with this mouse because the weight and the size of this mouse isn't for me. Maliit lang kasi yung kamay ko, medyo nabibigatan ako dito para sa RAKK DASIG wireless. However, if hindi naman issue sa'yo yung weight or hindi naman issue sa'yo yung medyo may kalakihan tong RAKK DASIG, and your budget is at 1,000 pesos, this is the mouse for you, no? And imagine, at 995 pesos, it can do everything that you need from a gaming mouse. Dagdag mo na dyan na this is a wireless option and it's very, very reliable and dependable for all the games that you're going to play this with. Take note lang on a couple of things because like what I said earlier, this is not a perfect mouse. Number one is, imagine this is bigger than the Logitech G304. Well, to be fair, maliit naman kasi yun. And this is bigger than the RAKK Dalang. Mas maganda sana kung matatry mo yung mga mouses na yun sa mga kaibigan nyo bago kayo bumili neto. Pero kung wala naman, I think it's okay. It's safe naman na kung gagamitin mo siya, mag-adjust ka lang na kung ano man. And number two, no, which I think is very, very important, make sure lang that your USB cable is again accessible sa table mo anytime. Your USB-C cable na pasok dito sa mouse na to. Para at least, kung sakaling mawalan ka ng battery because of the very small battery capacity neto, easily hilahin lang yung USB cable mo para tuloy-tuloy lang yung laro mo. Isa sa mga pinaka-annoying thing na pwedeng mangyari yun is habang naglalaro ka ng Valorant during clutch situations, tapos bigla ka mawala ng battery, di ba? Ready lang yan, sasaksak mo lang ng ganun yan para at least, wala kang issue. But then again, at 1,000 pesos, you'll have to make some compromises. And given the package na pwede may offer sa'yo ni RAKK Dasig, this is probably the best option that you have at 1,000 pesos. Okay, so thanks guys for watching this video. I do have a lot of other videos in my channel. I've reviewed the RAKK Dalang before. Go check that out. I'm also going to publish this soon, itong Fantech Aria, my review with that mouse. So hopefully you guys check that out once it's get published. And ayun, thanks for sticking around. And as always, stay good looking.